Well, hello there. In the last tutorial, I showed you how you can do custom items by renaming the item in vanilla Minecraft. This is possible since the latest snapshots of the game, which will become 1.21.5 soon. I'm in snapshot 21.25.00.W09B, and this will become 1.21.5 or 1.22 quite soon, I think. So this is not possible in 1.21.4 yet, but I think the team is working on it to get this update out. And this is no Optifine, no custom item textures, just plain vanilla. We did this for the heart stealer or any item that just changes the model based on the custom name. Now, some people asked me how you can do this for like shields, bows, crossbows, and I'm gonna show you how you can kind of do it for armor. So, shields, it's quite simple. The difference to a sword is that we can use the item, we can block with a shield. We can change the model based on the property, so if we're using it or not. Inside our resource pack, we are in the namespace Minecraft, and we need the folder called items for the item states. I call it item states because it's basically block states for items. And in here we have shield.json. And in this shield.json, we can tell the game which model to use under which condition. So right here we have type condition using item. On false, we are not using the item. We are selecting our model type select based on the component custom name. So let me put that up here so it's a bit more clear, like this. And we use the base shield because we can put banners on shields and stuff, but the base is our shield. And we use the model of the base type shield. Now, when we have our component custom name set, we have the cases with the custom names like we did with the sword. Over here, you can just list all your item names and which model to use. So for our shield, when it's named Paladin, we use this base and this model. Our fallback is always the vanilla item. In this case, it's type special, base item shield, model shield. Now, if we are blocking, we are using the item on true. Same thing, property, component, custom name. When Paladin, we use this model. And we also added a fallback, default, vanilla, item, shield blocking model when we're using the item. So this is basically it for the shield. We have like inside the on true, on false of the property using item, we have the component custom name, or like type, select, property, component, component, custom name. Now let's check for bows. Bows are a bit more special because we can like charge bows up and shoot with them. We have 3 pulling states and then the default not charged type. So let's check this out. We have the same thing like for the shield, type condition, property using item. On false, which would be just standby bow. We have like in the shield model or shield item state, type select, property component, component custom name, and our custom names in here. And we also have our fallback, the default bow. Now on true, we are using the item. We can't just put the like changed model for the elite power bow in here because we have the different pulling states. We are using the item. So we have the range dispatch on the property use duration. And we scale it by 0.05, and we have a threshold of 0.65. If we are above 0.65 seconds use time or use duration, then we can use the model selection we know, select component custom name, in our case elite power bow as only case for the name, but you can add all your names in here. But this is for the pulling 1 model. Now our fallback is the default vanilla bow pulling 1 model. If we are charging it more, we are at 0.9 seconds use time. Then we also have the same thing, but for bow pulling 2. And we also need the fallback for bow pulling 2. Now, if we are not above any of the thresholds, so we are between 0 and 0.65, we have the fallback that comes in place with select component custom name, and this time we use the bow pulling 0. And inside the fallback, we have a fallback for the vanilla bow pulling 0, which is the first pulling state. So this, and then we have, you can see the timing is a bit longer. It's 0, 1, 2. And then, yeah, we can hold it at 2 for as long as we want. Now, crossbows. Crossbows are a bit more exciting because we have different models based on the charge type. We can charge it with arrows or with firework, as you can see here. Mickey Joe made a really cool resource pack where I got these models from and textures for like so many items. You can check him out. I leave a link in the description. It's really amazing, and I got a lot of inspiration from his pack. And since I made the Minecraft Dungeons textures like way back 4 years ago or what, and I saw him do it for the later versions, but he made it even cooler with the 3D models, like the rocket staying on top of the crossbow. Okay, so let's check out the crossbow item state. We have the same thing like for the bow. Condition using item on true, on false. Let's check out the on false statement first. In here we have the type select, and now we select by the charge type. We have two cases. When it's charged with an arrow, we use select component custom name, all our names, and the fallback. You get it. You need a model for your crossbow charged with an arrow. The second option is rocket. It's charged with a rocket, select component custom name. We use a model for the charged crossbow with firework and the fallback, of course. And then we have a fallback. It's not charged with anything, so it's just a plain crossbow. Select component custom name and all our names. You get it. And the fallback is the default crossbow without anything charged, like it is right now, or like here. The fun part is in the on true statement. Again, we have range dispatch, but for crossbows, there's a special property called crossbow/pull. And in here, we have the entries we had for the bow. Threshold 0.58, select component custom name. If we are above this, we have the bow pulling 1, or crossbow pulling in this case, pulling 1 model. If we are above 0.9 seconds use duration, we use pulling 2 model, fallback of the vanilla pulling 2. And we have a fallback if we aren't above any of these, so below 5.8, 0.58, also and 0, we use the pulling 0 model. And the fallback is the crossbow pulling 0. So the crossbow is a bit more complicated, but once you get this structure in, you can just copy and paste all your names in here and change the pulling states, and then you should be good to go. So as you can see here, the first state takes the longest, 0.58 seconds. The second state now is between 5.8 and 9.9, and the last state switches once we are fully charged up to the charged model. Okay, so let's go to full screen. Now you might ask, what about tridents and armor? Unfortunately, we can't change tridents yet, since they are a projectile when they are thrown. We could change the item when we're holding it or when we are using it, but not the thrown item. It's a projectile just like an arrow, and we can't change these because they are not data driven yet, like all the other items. Maybe Mojang will add a possible way to do this. I think they will. That would be really, really cool. Now for armor, we can change the item in the inventory and like the icon, but for the armor on the skin and on armor stands and stuff, it's a bit more complex because we need to use a command to get this. I haven't figured out another way yet. If someone knows another way to do this, please let me know. For now, we can just give us the item we want, netherite boots in this case. And then we tell the game, or we force it to use the item model, Kai's custom stuff, battle mage boots. That's my namespace, and then the name of the file for the item state. Like this could also be done by renaming the item, but that wouldn't change it on how it looks on the player skin or on the armor stand, because we need this Minecraft equipable tag. And in here we can tell the game the item we just gave us, these boots, are equipable on the feet. So we could also give us an apple and say it's equipable on the slot feet. And it uses the asset ID, Kai's custom stuff, battle mage. So namespace and then battle mage. And this will give us this item. It's not renamed, but it uses the item model of the battle mage boots. So I'm going to show you how this is done inside the texture pack. In here, I have my namespace, Kai's custom stuff. This is the item states folder as you know it, all these item states, but they are just for the icon in the inventory. and they tell the game to use the model, very plain, this model, and this model says use the texture, and this is the texture. So that's for the item. Now we have these asset IDs I just showed you. So inside your namespace, you can also do it inside Minecraft. You have equipment, battle mage. Now in this, I don't know what this is called, asset model, I guess, we have two layers for the humanoid model and the humanoid leggings. And I named the texture exactly the same. You can see it here. It's just Kai's Custom Stuff Battle Mage. This has to be located in textures, entity, equipment, and then you have two folders, humanoid and humanoid leggings. And inside here, you have the texture files for all armor pieces except for the boots, for the pants, and the texture file for the pants. So inside the first texture file, you have the helmet on this compartment of the texture. And it has two layers. This is the first layer and this is the second layer, which is above the first layer. And then you have the boots. It's just one boot basically, and it's mirrored to the other leg as well. And then you have the chest plate, front side, back side, and then the arm textures. So this is like the cube folded up. And for the leggings, it's a special part. You have the leg texture here. It's also mirrored, just like the boot. And you have the upper part of the legging texture, which is on top of the chest plate as well. If we look at the default vanilla leggings, let's use an armor stand. You can see pants have this belt structure on top of the torso, on the chest piece. So, whoops. We can use this to create some really cool effects when you are layering the armor on these two layers. And you can use your skin with this as well. So as you can see on the helmet, maybe you can see it here, I have a hole inside the helmet texture here, but on my skin, I filled it up. So this gets like this really cool dent-in shape on the helmet. Same goes for the arm texture. It has a hole on the texture of the armor, but on my skin, I modeled it to fit with the armor. You can get quite creative with this, using the two layers of your skin and the two layers of the armor to create some 3D kind of effects. Especially for the pants, you can see I made a hole here. This is textured on my skin. Yeah, I think it looks kind of cool. So you can do kind of 3D effects with this, but we can't change the model of the armor to be 3D yet. Maybe this will be possible in the future. If so, I will definitely make a video about it, because this will be a huge change. I think this wasn't even possible with Optifine before, and having 3D armor in vanilla Minecraft, that's gonna be incredible. But for now, we have to do it like this. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, you can join my Discord. I can help you there better than in the comment section. But if this was helpful for you, leave a nice comment so other people know this tutorial is helpful. And it will also mean that I made a good job at doing the tutorial, lol. See ya.